The day was September 24th, 2023, nearly 5 months ago, when our blue-eyed king Gojo died. And I remember leaving work in despair, astounded by what I just saw. But what if I told you the strongest sorcerer of the day wasn't actually dead? And before you say,
"Stop coping, go pick your dead mans up,"
just listen and hear me out. It's been about 5 months since Gojo lost to Sukuna, but ever since that chapter release, Gege has shown hints and teases that Gojo will return. The obvious claim that Gojo will come back is simple. Sukuna cut his body in half, but failed to cut Gojo's head off. And if we recall back to Gojo vs Toji fight, Gojo says this: "You're going to lose because you failed to cut off my head." And we know in the world of Jujutsu, reverse curse technique starts from the head. And before Sukuna used the world cutting slash, we get this panel of Gojo with the narrator commenting, "Gojo voltage amps up." And even though Gojo fried his brain from using domain expansion way too many times, his curse energy continued to skyrocket, possibly due to the fact that Gojo landed multiple black flashes on Sukuna. But let's just say the only reason why Gojo was amped up was because utahime was around and she was boosting Gojo's curse energy. But now since he's cut in half, he's too weak to use his own reverse curse technique. But let's recall back to chapter 248, when we seamlessly see Ui transport Higuroma's body away, and Sukuna confirms that Ui was responsible for moving Gojo's dead corpse. So what does this mean for our glorious blue-eyed king? Is Gojo saved just because Ui transported him away? First, we have to understand and theorize where Ui transported Gojo. For all we know, Ui could have taken Gojo to Mei's hotel room. What? Okay. Mei is weird, but it's highly unlikely she's in a room with Gojo's dead body. The other option, and the most likely option, is Ui transports the injured to Shoko, which he then heals them, possibly bringing Gojo back to life. And yes, I know reverse curse technique only works 50% when you heal other people, and Gojo's in really critical condition. But we can't forget utahime is still out there. Utahime boosts people's curse techniques whenever she's near them. And Shoko's whole thing is healing other people. Shoko could use her reverse technique to heal Gojo while utahime boosts her curse energy output, which could heal Gojo and bring him back to life. But what if that doesn't work? Or what if utahime isn't around to help Shoko at the moment? I have one more theory that can bring Gojo back. But first, we have to look at this fan manga to better understand my theory. We start the chapter off with Geto asking Gojo, "Without me by your side, are you truly satisfied? Be honest with me. Do you have any regrets at all? To wield Jujutsu, to protect." Then we get a few chapters of the two chatting away and talking. Then Geto asks Gojo, "Who is standing before me? Who are you?" And Gojo smiles and says, "Who else could I be besides Satoru Gojo?" Gojo goes south, which means change, and Goto goes north. But in this fan manga, it's kind of backwards, but it's okay. We then get a panel of Satoru Gojo's rebirth. And I'll also link this fan manga in the description below, because this is an absolute beautiful fan manga, dude. It looks just like the regular manga. So whoever made this, shout out to you, man, because this manga is actually really beautiful. Before we continue, if you made it this far into my fan theory, thank you guys. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. But let's get back to the video. Back to the official chapter 236. Nanami says Mei told him, if you want to become someone new, go north. But if you want to stay the same, go south. You guys are probably wondering,
what does this have to do with Gojo?
We know ever since the Toji fight back in the hidden inventory arc, after Gojo defeats Toji, he starts to train like crazy. Trains so he can use limitless technique more efficiently. But we never ever seen Gojo cry or cope with what happened. Yes, Gojo is the strongest in the verse, but imagine being on the verge of death, then coming back. Then to see the very person you consider a best friend, a brother, turn to a straight bum. No, I'm just playing. But imagine how Gojo truly feels, being the strongest, and yet he couldn't save anyone. Amanai died because he couldn't stop Toji. Nanami died in Shibuya, as well as other countless civilians, just because Gojo got sealed. Not to mention, he failed to tell Megumi about his own father, a promise he made way back earlier. The incredible weight being the strongest could have taken a toll on Gojo. You feel me? Because imagine being the strongest in your verse, yet people are seeing you cry. They will question your strength. They will question you in general. The Gojo has to be strong no matter what. And plus, no one's going to understand him if he's crying. Like, bro, you're the strongest. Why are you crying for? Even though he went through all that stuff, he's seen his best friend. He had to kill his best friend. Amanai died because people are dying because of Gojo, and yet he's supposed to be the strongest. Imagine the type of toll that would take on you. So when we talk about going north or going south, Gojo could go north, and instead of coming back as Satoru Gojo's strongest, he could just come back as Satoru Gojo. Because we all know when Gojo was first born, the whole world of Jujutsu shift. Curses became more because Gojo was just that strong from birth. So instead of Gojo coming back again and the same thing happening, Gojo can just simply come back as Satoru Gojo and not be the strongest in this verse anymore. And to take it a step further, we have the Lotus Flower, which if you don't know, means strength, resilience, and rebirth. The simple fact is, Gojo is the Lotus Flower. Let me explain. Satoru Gojo, the strongest sorcerer of today, that's strength from the Lotus Flower. Then we get resilience. Gojo was able to withstand being on the brink of death against Toji, which he then was able to recover from and eventually kill Toji. And then finally, rebirth. Gojo being reborn as just Satoru Gojo and not Satoru Gojo the strongest will make 100% sense. Lotus flower being all over Gojo's death chapter. And if I still can't convince you, take a look at these latest illustrations. We have a plane taking off behind Gojo. Last time we seen Gojo was in the airport. Now we see a plane taking off behind him. And shortly after that illustration, we get Gojo pulling a ticket, and on the back of the ticket, we get two symbols, which stands for rebirth and good luck. Listen, guys, I don't know about you, but we're getting a lot of hints and stuff towards rebirth with Gojo. First, the lotus flower means rebirth. That's all over Gojo's death chapter. And then we get him pulling a ticket, and the symbols mean rebirth and good luck. So I don't know what else we need to understand that Gojo is probably and will come back. So what do I think will happen in the manga? Honestly, I think Yuta, like Gojo stated in chapter 236, will be the one to see Sukuna, the true meaning of love. But I don't think Yuta will defeat Sukuna. If Gojo couldn't defeat Sukuna, I really don't think, even though Yuta is right now is goated, showing us crazy abilities, using Sukuna's own technique against him, I really don't believe Yuta will be the one to defeat Sukuna. To be honest, I really don't think Kenjaku is dead either. I feel like Kenjaku probably transferred his soul or just something and put himself inside the embryo that he then gave to Sukuna, and Sukuna then ate. Because don't forget, we still have to see the great villain of the merger. So we can very much see Sukuna activate the merger and the final boss appears. And to be honest, we don't know. It could be Sukuna versus the merger. Sukuna dies and then no one's strong enough to kill the merger, and then boom, Gojo could come back. Or we can very much see Yuta defeat Sukuna, and that's it. That's the Jujutsu Kaisen. So guys, how do you guys feel about my fan theory? If you guys have any theories in the comments below, let me know. Also, thank you guys for really watching this video. This is actually my first manga ever, even me reading, waiting for the chapters to come out, and actually participating with other people online. And it was just really fun to see other people theorize about Gojo coming back. And you feel me, watching people debate who's stronger, Sukuna or Gojo. So yeah, who is stronger in your opinion? Sukuna without the 10 shadows with his 4 arms versus Gojo in his prime. Me personally is Gojo, because without Mahoraga, Sukuna loses. That's just fact. If Sukuna didn't have the 10 shadows technique, he has no way of, you feel me, passing or disabling limitless. It doesn't matter if he has the 4 arms. If he can't pass limitless, he can't hit Gojo. And I feel like people really don't understand that. They, well, with his 4 arms, Sukuna is really stronger than Gojo. But if we think about it, if he cannot bypass infinity no matter what he does, he is not hitting Gojo. And that's why he got Mahoraga in the first place. Now, I'm not saying it's plot armor or Sukuna cheated, because ever since the beginning, Sukuna planned everything. When he first met Gojo, he said, I'm gonna kill you. Then he seen Megami's 10 shadow technique in season 1. Then he seen it again with Mahoraga. He's like, okay, Mahoraga can adapt to anything. Maybe he can adapt to infinity, so I'm about to steal this dude's body and try it. You feel me? So I don't think Sukuna has plot armor or that he cheated. He just used his knowledge and his IQ to outsmart Gojo. Now, do I think Gojo's faster, stronger, has better hacks? Yes, that's just obvious. You feel me? All the times he knocked out Sukuna, punched Sukuna, got his domain expansion off first. You feel me? I think it was a close fight, but at the end of the day, I still think Gojo is stronger, faster, has better abilities, has better hacks. But at the same time, Sukuna's pretty badass for planning this out for years. You feel me? So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this theory in the comments below. Let me know who you think is the strongest in the verse, Gojo or Hien or Sukuna. My name's King Dante, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.